What's going on, people? Hey, it's been a while since I did a video on Buster. This is a 1991 EX500 Ninja. So the 500R, they changed the name, but they really never changed the bike that much. They updated a few things. The gauges are a little different, but this is Buster because she's pretty much just, she's rough. I don't have a lot of complaints about Buster because really, other than the battery dying because it doesn't get ridden enough, Buster never really lets us down. Buster is a 500. I believe it's actually 498 cc's. And very different riding style than most of the other bikes we ride on the channel. But Buster does have a lot of things. The only thing Buster does not have that I miss is a gear selector gauge. So you got to keep track of what gear you're in. Typically don't hit the top gear without knowing it. I did just realize I was in 6th gear back there, but I'm not sure why I shifted that much. This is a peppy, high revving little bike. Would I call it a starter bike? Yeah. Would I call it a nice cruiser? Like a touring bike? Sure, I used to do an 1.5-hour ride on it every day. Well, 2 hours total. I guess it was 1 hour. But really just have a blast on this Ninja. The seating position is not super crouched, so it's not awful for the majority of people. Now you do put a little more, you can put a little more power or force on your wrist with this motorcycle than a lot of the other ones that we ride, but it's just a lot of fun. And I forget, without riding it all the time, how much I do really love riding it. Ah, my nose is itchy. Okay. So yeah, 1991 EX500. I should know the specs, but I don't. The one thing, because the Buster does sit outside a lot, is the gas tank lock tends to get seized up. Like, water runs in here and gets stuck in there, and I guess it gets rusty. And I'm always nervous when I go to the gas station, if I haven't been taking care of it, to find it stuck. And then what are you going to do at the gas station when you can't fill up? I guess I should keep it from getting down to empty so that I don't have that fear. So if I go to the gas station and want to fill up at half a tank, I'm okay to get to the next place in case I'm not able to put gas in it. But if you lube it up good from the inside and outside, it really doesn't matter. It does work pretty well. And down here you have your typical gauges. Do have a good temperature gauge, and it does move. It's a chain drive, cable operated clutch. Really haven't had a lot of problems with anything, like I said, and it's a lot of fun to ride. It's not probably too good for your taller riders, but I'm at 5'5.5", and it fits me nicely. I wouldn't want to ride it all day. My legs will get a little cramped after a full day's ride. But she gets up and goes in just about every gear. Right now I'm in 6th gear, and I can get around your typical traffic no problem. But it's not a super sport. It is an entry-level sport bike that'll get you around. And really, what more do you need out on the roads? Like, if I wanted to really hit it, you can peg the throttle and it's not going to take off on you. Peg the throttle and just roll out. It kind of waits for you. Like, it's like, oh, you want to do that? All right, sure. Let me put down my drink and then I'll come and meet you. But you can downshift and she'll take off for you. Pretty good. Anyway, anything else I can tell you? You got to keep good mirrors on here because as they get old and worn, they do tend to move around. I did have one on here when I first bought it that would just flop out of the way, so you'd have to, it never stayed where you needed to, so obviously you're not going to be seeing what you need to see behind you. So mirrors are cheap for these guys. You can pick them up pretty quick, pretty easy, and put new ones on. There's 2 bolts right there, so 2 bolts in, 2 bolts out, you're good to go. It bolts into the fairing stay. You can actually see it in here. There should be 2 pieces of plastic right there and right there under the handlebars that would clean up. You wouldn't see all the stuff down below, but I don't know if I have them or not. Again, this is Buster. Not really concerned about looks in this department. As long as she's driving and riding and happy, I'm happy to ride her. I don't keep most of my stuff super clean, super immaculate. As long as it's doing its job, I'm happy with it and I'm good to go. I'm just happy there's 6 gears on this little bike. I used to ride it on the turnpike in Pennsylvania, so 4-lane freeway, and just get out there and cruise for an hour. And that wasn't this bike, but it was one just like it. It was a 1990. I started out back in the day, I did have a 1990 and a 91 EX500 Ninja 500R. And they were both pretty good bikes. The 90 I bought, and it was wrecked and flipped over, so I had to rebuild that one. But it was just really, really tight, and it didn't have a lot of shakes and squeaks. The 91, it just seemed a little bit looser, and I ended up selling the 91 first, and then running the 90 for a while. And this one, being a 91, is actually pretty, aside from not really looking too pretty, it only has 13,000 miles, and it is pretty solid, kind of comfortable. The seats on these are decent. I'll have to show you around this bike at some point, but the seat's nice and wide. It's kind of nicely padded. This bike isn't too tall either. I'm able to put both my short legs down on either side and not have a problem with reaching the ground at all. I guess you can tell I'm pretty comfortable on it. I didn't check tire pressures before I left tonight. Should have done that, but they look good. It was a much quicker ride than I had in the last video. I'm enjoying this a lot better than that day, where I kept getting stuck behind slow pokes doing the speed limit. This guy in the GMC likes me. He's keeping it moving. He's actually going faster than I would. Well, that's a short synopsis on the Ninja 500 1990. Watch this. There, I don't even know what gear I'm in, but I opened the throttle the whole way. And while I'm up to almost 95, it didn't do it super fast. I might be, let's see, I'm in 6th gear, so that's to be expected. Right, throttle wide open in 6th gear, and it just gradually rode. And he's already caught up to the next guy. So if you just want to get out and rip around, and this bike's not loud. I don't know if I said that. It has stock mufflers on it, and just sounds like a glorified lawnmower. But again, it's fine with me. I'm actually getting kind of tired of my ears ringing when I get off my bike, but I still enjoy it. So I don't know, you gotta weigh. Do I love the sound enough to hurt my ears, or do I like a quieter, soft ride while I'm going? And the brakes on this are pretty good. I don't even know, do I have dual fronts or just a single? Looks like just a single. Thanks, guy. I appreciate your help. Now I gotta watch it because there's a lot of cops in Mannheim, so I'll bring you back once I get through the city, do a little speed run for you. Alright, now sunset's starting to come in here. Go up here and turn around, see if I can show you what looks like going up through the gears as that truck goes the way I want to go. Alright. Wow, I must be in a low gear. Where am I at? Okay. Here, we're going second. Starting second here. Lean into this thing. It's not going to keep up with your 600s and your leader bikes, but it's going to be a fun little toy for you to get around on. That's all I have to say about this awesome motorcycle. Again, 91 EX500 500 Ninja from Kawasaki. Gotta love it. Gotta ride it if you get a chance. Some guys might not like the seating position at all, but it's worth a shot. Go play. Just at least ride one and see what you think. There was one time I took one of these off-road. I tried to drive through a creek. I got stuck. I had to pull it out myself. Just drag it up into the trail again. It was a dumb idea, but I was trying to cut off my buddies going up to a cabin, and obviously it didn't work. So they said, "Where'd you go? We lost you." I was like, "Yeah, I tried to take a shortcut." So anyway, get out and ride. I'll see you in the next one. Have fun.